Hey makers, I am Laura. Thanks for being here with me today. And we're gonna do these earrings today with these little connectors. Okay, let's talk about what we're using. Again, we're using the strawberry quartz and we are using the yellow opal rondelles. It's like a tumbled strand of rondelles, 4 to 8 millimeters, so it's graduated. And then again, we're using the Heshy quartz beads. They are 4 millimeter Heshy beads. It comes in a set of 2. You get a strand of marquee beads in there with them as well. Wire, we are using 22 and 20 gauge wire. This little connector guy right here. It is the coolest little connector. It's these textured rings that have little loops on each end. I love them. I am going to flip them up together and we're going to make this kind of little, I don't know what you would call it, this like crossover loop situation. And we're gonna hang our strawberry quartz off of that. Tool-wise, we're using our 6-step bail shaping plier, our chain nose plier, and our flush cutter. So we've been kind of minimal on tools this week, which has been a nice change. All right, we are gonna wrap our quartz like we did before, but we're gonna make a big old loop at the top. So we're gonna pull some wire, about 3 to 4 inches of wire. And then we are gonna make another loop above our quartz like we did on Monday. So we're just gonna pull that about 1/3 of the way down the wire. We're gonna bend our wires up and around the point of our quartz. I had to wear my pink to match my beads, pink and purple, because it's like a little bit of a mix of both colors. And then we're gonna point this guy up right here. Then we will come around with our shorter tail and just wrap that, just to secure kind of that end right there. Just pinch that off. And then we're ready to cut that tail off. So we'll grab our flush cutters and we will cut that. And now we are going to go in with our 6-step bail shaping plier and we are gonna make a loop. So I'm gonna go ahead and bend this. Then we're gonna come back in with our plier and we are gonna come around. I didn't do the largest loop because it doesn't need to be that big. I did the second largest. I think I did the second largest. Let me make sure. Actually, I think I may have even gone down. I think I made this twice because that loop was just a little bit big. So do the, it's gonna be number 4 if you're counting from 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be your 4th largest step. But it was just enough to give it like some swing on the earring, but not too small to where it kind of bunched up and kind of kept this, the quartz from swinging nicely on the earring. Just had to give it a little bit of wiggle room. So you see we've got it on there. And now we're just gonna close this loop off. So we're gonna grab a hold of this loop with our pliers and finish it off. I did kind of a heavier wrap down towards my quartz, just to give it a little something. And then we'll trim our tail off there. And then just make sure you're tucking those tails in. And now we are going to make our little ear wire. I made a little ear wire that has the, is that loop bigger? Nah, it's all right. We're gonna use 22 gauge wire to make an ear wire that's gonna grab the 2 little loops that are attached to our bigger 18 gauge loops. So we're gonna pull some 22 gauge. And then I used, again, I believe I may have used, I think I used number 3. I did. I was all over the place with this plier. So we're gonna come about 1/3 of the way down our plier here, and we're gonna make a, what am I doing? A loop here. Make sure you're leaving a tail so that we can wire wrap that. Since we're using 22 gauge, I want to coil the end of this so that it doesn't come undone. And then we're going to go, at least I have a lap that it landed on. Could have gone on the floor. All right, so we're going to string both of those loops on there. And then make sure you snap them down into that loop. And then these are just gonna hang real nicely. Look at that, I love that little kind of, there's a name for that, this kind of loop situation where they're like interconnected, but I don't know what it is. Anywho, so we're gonna close this loop off before we make our ear wire. Just give yourself a couple coils there. And then we'll trim that tail off. And then we will we're gonna drop our one of our blue quartz beads on. We're gonna drop a yellow opal on. Oh, I thought that one fit. Now I'm gonna have to find one that fits. So some of them don't fit on this 22 gauge wire, so I kinda had to search for it. Straighten that out so it'll drop down there. There we go. And then another blue. And now we are just gonna bend this wire forward at a 90-degree angle. Then we'll go in with our top step on our bail shaping plier, that one, and we're gonna come up and around that step. And we got ourselves a little ear wire, and we'll trim our tail off real quick. It's kind of facing the wrong direction. So then we will trim this little tail off. And we're done. I thought that was a fun way to use those connectors. Aren't those fun? I love kind of the negative space that you have there in the middle, because you got those big chunky strawberry quartz down there at the bottom, and then you got this kind of negative space there, and then the little pop of blue and yellow up there at the top. I hope you guys enjoyed this demo. I did. Thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's demo. If you need any of the tools and supplies that we used today, check out the links in the description below. And while you're down there, I want to know, what color combination would you do with these earrings? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss any future videos. Bye, y'all.